Alright, we are back for some more Blitz. We're going to play in the hourly Super Blitz, the 3-0. Go ahead and join that. Start 3 minutes. If you're watching this video and are wondering at what point the games start, they start in 3 minutes and 13 seconds from now. Good offense and good defense both begin with good development. You heard it here first. Well, you heard it from Bruce A. Moon. That sounds like a reasonable thing to say. But I don't know anything about Bruce A. Moon, so let's find out. Bruce A. Moon. Bruce A. Moon. Chess. Who was he? Well, it looks like he was much more of a chess thinker, I guess, or someone who thought about chess than a chess player. He certainly was not a well-known chess player, I guess. Well, let's see. Chess profile. Maybe this is him. Well, it is a very popular name, so. FIDE 1675. Okay. Is that him, though? Born? Yep, that sounds like it could be him. I guess that's reasonably strong. I mean, that's not a weak chess player. And he has some quotes. Interesting. Bruce A. Moon. Alright, done with chess.com for now. Got 20 people in so far. Oh, that was Bruce A. Wells that had the profiles. I guess that wasn't him. Bruce A. Moon was someone else, so we don't know how strong he is or what he has to do with chess, other than he said these words right here, which seemed true enough 1 minute ago. One minute to go, 55 seconds. Played some good blitz last night, so I'm hoping to continue it this evening. Not super happy with where my rating's at, but I want to do most of my playing on stream, so I've got to worry about my rating less so. 25 seconds. Yesterday, when I was doing the countdown for the final 10, the voice was more in line with the countdown than I remember before that, so we'll see if we can do that good streak.
10, 9, 8.
Nope, it's off
7,
again.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And here we go. Ali 1975, E4. See what he does about that. Okay, knight F3. We're going to play a Scotch. Alright, I'm going to play knight C3. You can play E5 there. Oh, that is a free piece, folks. I have to take his knight first before I do any of that. Yeah, I thought something looked weird. Well, now we've really gotten ourselves into a pickle in game number 1. Since it's 3 minutes, I'll play a little longer on in this game. If it was a longer time control, I just resign and start another one. But we do have 20 seconds on the clock, and that is worth something. Not much here, but something. All right, so he's exchanging pieces. No surprise there. Backing his knight out. And let's just attack He's not nearly as developed. His extra piece is sitting on g8. So let's see if we can break something open. So he decides to get his king safe. Okay, what if I just go forward, start pushing these pawns? This is interesting. This is actually quite an interesting position now. I gave up that piece for nothing, but I at least have a little compensation now, it feels like. Wow, okay. So we do have a little pressure here. Maybe bishop a3 next. I can even take on g6 and put a bishop right there. King h1 seems reasonable. Don't want to let any of these checks happen. All right, so he's probably still perfectly fine because he is up a piece. But it's not as easy as it was a while ago. I'm going to play c4 with the idea of trying to get the d file open, which he shuts down right there. I might have to take that knight, but I really don't want to. No, we can't take that. How do I get in at his king? Let's do this. I'm actually threatening to take this pawn at the moment because his knight would be pinned. He can play c5. That looks like it might be a good move for him to play. Queen f4 was not a move I was really looking at. But it might be a good one. Yeah, if I have to exchange queens, that's probably not a good sign. I avoid that, even if it gives up the f6 pawn, my valuable f6 pawn. Whoa. Okay, he probably should have just taken on f6. Now I've got some initiative, but I've only got 20 seconds. Oh boy. I forgot there was no increment here. I was thinking 3-2, which this is not. Okay, let's go here. Throwing some checks on these squares. Trying to take this knight on g6. Let's double on the e file, I guess. He has stopped most of my mating threats. Okay, let's just take this. Oh no! I had mate. I had mate. I missed it. I'm out of time. How ridiculous that? I won on time. I missed mate, so I feel like I'm slightly deserving of that win. Oh, that was a crazy game. Dropped that piece in the opening. Got more than enough compensation for it. I mean, there's just no reason for him to play his knight back to G8 and let me get all that play. But all right, Sicilian time. All right, I'll play D6. Play this position. And we're just going to keep it nice and simple. The A6, prevent the knight from going in here. We're going to castle kingside. We're going to play B5 soon. Maybe bishop D7 first. Support B5. Yep. Let's take. Now I'm going to push the A pawn down the board. He's going to stop that. Now I'm going to get my knight to B4. He says, I'm going to get my knight to B5, but I can get rid of his knight more easily, I think. Actually, I'm going to take it now. Now I'm going to keep pushing this A pawn. Well, he can take with his rook. Well, he doesn't, though. Okay. I'm going to bring my other rook to the B file, probably. Maybe bring my other knight back to B6. Well, let's take that first, I guess. Oh, he's just going to push that pawn down the board. Okay. I don't know where that pawn's going, but it's going somewhere. Yeah, my pieces are pretty discombobulated here. Playing these openings, I haven't played that much. Okay, he's got to guard this pawn now. Does that work? I don't know. He can take my queen, but I take his queen. He takes there. I take here. And I'm down an exchange, which is probably not too bad for the position that I started in. I've got a pawn for it. But he's got both bishops. None of my pieces are very good in this position. Probably need to play this rook back. Guess we'll play it here. This is not comfortable. Yeah, I think he could have played b6 there. It's actually hard for me. He can probably still play b6. All right, I'm going to have to take this bishop. Do things this way. Okay, well now I'm on his rook. So this is a much nicer position than before. My bishop is going to be beautiful on this square. He guards my pawn. Yeah, now we've got a real nice position. Okay, we'll go here. Solidify this bishop. Okay. Oh no, I should have just taken the pawn with check. Duh. 30 seconds left. I think my position might actually be a little easier to play under time pressure. Let's check him there. That feels good. Bring the rook back here. That's probably a good move. Okay, let's attack this pawn. Now let's go ahead and take. Now it's just a time scramble. Oh, that's not where I wanted to put my rook. And I won on time. Okay. Yeah, he was just moving slow at the end. He wasn't in that time scramble mode. That's 2 for 2 from 2 mediocre positions. And we're going to keep on rolling. See if it pairs us. Got a streak going. So we're against Giovanni Guga. Giovanni Guga. All right, he's going to play G6. So we're going to take the center. And we're not going to play anything super, super aggressive. We're just going to get a nice position and proceed from there. All right, we're going to play bishop d3 before bishop e3. We're going to play h3. That way, if I play bishop e3, he doesn't have bishop g4. And we're just going to try and play this patiently. No rush. We're going to go king side. Then I'm going to look for queen d2. All right, let's see if we can get this bishop off. He takes there first. Okay. But I don't think that exchange helps him. I mean, his knight gets the e5 square, but I get rid of this bishop. And that was my main goal, to get rid of that defensive bishop. Now I can play f4. And take with the pawn, solidify the e4 pawn. Good central control. Now let's push f5. And his king is on the run. Queen f4 with the idea of taking on g6. If his knight goes to h5, I can black my queen up. Okay, let's go ahead and bring the other rook to the e file, lined up with the queen. Just making sure all my pieces are participating. Now I can also push e5 in some positions. Alright, we're bringing the knight back to f3 so I can bring it up to g5 next. It also helps control this e5 square. My queen's going to back up all the way to c1 because I might be able to attack the c7 square later. I'm not worried about what his knight's doing. Just does not concern me. Alright, I'm going to play e5 now. If he takes, I'll take with my knight. If he takes on f3, I'll take on f6. He wants to give up his queen for the knight and rook. I think I still have a nice attacking position. Did I miss that? Okay, I can save my piece here, but I missed that check. And I can recapture with the rook. Guard my knight. Ooh, now I can take on g6 also. Yep, he sees that. 20 seconds left. Okay, I'm taking on g6 anyway. And then I'm going to double on the f file. He has more than a minute left. Wow, I was taking a little bit too long to try and find a plan here. Let's go knight here. Yep, that seems like a reasonably good move. Yeah, this is not ideal. But if we do trade, then I've got chances in the endgame, even with 8 seconds left. Oh, ah. Oh, I ran out of time. I wasn't sure which pawn he was going to push, and I couldn't pre-move it. Darn it. I should have just guessed. Although I think I would have guessed wrong in that position. Alright, back where we started. Let's continue onward. So we weren't able to take full advantage of that fire. But we are 2-1. Let's get a pairing here. Come on, Lead Chess. 124 people in this tournament. I think that's a bit larger than last night's tournaments. At least this early in the tournament. Okay, got black this time against Fetty 1. Let's go ahead and play a Sicilian. And bishop c4 is just not the greatest move because white is giving up what's arguably their best attacking piece. If they're going to go for that line where they trade, and if they don't trade, then black got in d5 with a free tempo. In most openings, if black gets to play d5 successfully, then they are happy with their position out of the opening. All right, let's go queen over here. So he can give me an isolated pawn, but I'm not really worried about that. Let's take this guy. His queen is on a bad square right now. The knight takes. I can take with the bishop. Ooh, he had rook takes, which might have been okay. Alright, he's on my knight. So I'm going to bring my knight back here. in an effort to guard these squares around my king so I don't have to worry about them. Let's take here. We're on this pawn. We're on this pawn. And let's take this pawn and guard backwards. And now we've got a lot of passed pawns. So let's see what we can do with them. Let's push it, guarding this pawn. Probably playing queen e6 next. We have more pawns than we need, so let's see if we can just find a way to get the queens off the board. You can see this knight on f8, how well it is doing to control all those squares. Okay. Let's force the issue. Gonna have to trade queens to save the knight. Nope, finds a way out of it. All right, let's push this guy a little more. Now I'm looking at moving my queen down to e2. We might not even push the b and a passed pawns. All right, let's move in. Forward march. Moves away. Check. All right then. That was less decisive than I thought it was going to be at the second I played it. I probably should take the rook first and then play a check. All right, we'll go ahead and take here. We're on the knight. And oh, we're dropping this pawn. We're making a mess of things. We're good at that. Check. Well, this should be good, though. On the rook. Let's look for a trade. Okay, take, check, check, check. Here. Check. Oh no! Mouse slip. I meant to play queen e5. Oh no. First mouse slip of the day. What can you do? Well, we can move this knight around and see what he's going to do about that. Take the draw. Take the draw. Doesn't look like he wants to draw. I don't blame him. I wouldn't take the draw either. But he does only have 18 seconds left. So, play this check. Aha! Now we have a knight and the pawn. Well, once again, my opponent is making a mess of things. And that's going to be checkmate, though. 5 seconds left. Had a chance. Had a chance. Okay. So we've had 2 bad openings that led to 2 wins, and then 2 pretty good openings that led to 2 losses. Although that was a really nice position until that mouse slip, giving away the queen for free. So we'll try not to do that again. That's my advice to myself. Don't mouse slip your queen. Or if you do, do it in a position that's already losing, so you aren't wasting it. Ooh, a Caracon. Alright, we had a few of these last night. A few Caracons. They were all these bishop f5 lines. I was playing a few different things. I was playing the advanced variation each time, but sometimes I played c3, sometimes I didn't. Bring our knight back here. And as I said last night, we're not going for anything too crazy. We got a little space advantage with this e5 pawn, and that's enough to make us happy for the moment. The e5 pawn is not super strong, though, so we do have to be careful. Looking to play c4. Alright, I guess we'll guard the pawn this way. His king's in the center, but there's not a lot I can do about that. Not really a great way to take advantage of it. But we can try and open up the game a bit. So if he takes, I'm going to take his queen first and then take the pawn. That way my rook stays on e1 guarding e5. So take the queen, then take the pawn. And my knight has this nice square that can go to. Alright, let's get this going. Not sure where this knight is aimed for. We might just take this knight too. And see if we can convert the endgame slightly better than we did last game. Yeah, so let's go ahead, take this guy. So we have one extra pawn. We're likely winning a second pawn at some point. Okay. Guess he's going to get that B pawn. Is he getting the A pawn also? Alright, let's go ahead and guard the A pawn at least. Probably going to this square. I'm going to guard the F pawn. But now if he wants, he can take the A pawn. Oh, I should have taken on G5. And that actually threatens mate if he takes the pawn on E5. Yeah. His knight's jumping around. Not sure to where. Okay, so what if I take on G5? Does he see the mate threat? If he doesn't, my knight gets back to F3, and it really holds the position together pretty well. So he does. Now knight F3. Ooh. But I can take his knights for free there. Then I can hide in the corner because my knight guards H2. And I'm going to play rook F6 so my rook's not hanging. I guess push the H-pawn one square. See where that gets us. Black doesn't have a lot that he can do here. What if we go here? Trade rooks and just push the A-pawn. Oh, but this picks up the rook too. I missed that. So that line's even better for me. Alright, and there's a win for us. Very nice. Alright, that's 3 wins. One more and we'll get back on a streak. 25 minutes left. I think we've gained 3 rating points this tournament, so nothing too amazing. But we've been playing relatively well. Alright. I haven't played against any D4 games, and we're not going to start now, it looks like. Let's play a French. Ooh, another exchange French. But if you guys have watched some of my videos, you should know by now that the exchange French is not that boring. It's not the most exciting opening, but it's not that boring. Well, I did not play the most aggressive variation as black. It's expanding on the queen side. I'll probably play c6 next. I kind of want to sacrifice, but it doesn't look like there's really anything there on h3. Although, alright, we'll see if he wants to take this knight. If he doesn't take the knight, alright, now we are going to sacrifice, I think. The bishop, I've got an idea of taking on h3. And try and mate him on g2. So this is not a boring position anymore. The boring game he wanted, he is not getting. Do we take? Knight takes? Bishop takes. Bishop takes, queen takes. Let's go in for it. Oh, it's bishop f1. I guess that's his point. But we're going to play this position anyway. Maybe I can get a knight. Ooh, okay, that knight's going the other way. I don't think I can give up the queen also. So let's go here. Maybe he'll forget about his rook. There is no rook under attack. He remembered. Let's do a little rook lift. Darn, we're having to trade off some pieces. I don't really like that. I'm not sure what he's going for. Queen back here. My other rook needs to get in the game, maybe to f8. Putting my king in a pin, but holding the g6 pawn is very important. Yeah, I'm not going to win the endgame anyway, so not super worried about those queenside pawns. Have to know when to bail out. hit the bishop. Then maybe rook e8. His king is not safe, so he does have to be a bit careful here. He does have that move. Okay, let's do it this way. I don't think this works. No. Only 20 seconds left, but maybe this will make him think for a while. Ooh. Okay. Well, still doesn't get us anywhere. Now we gotta look for some checks or something. Ooh. We have rook here. And suddenly it completely turns around. This is with check. This is with check. This square is under attack, and I'm out of time. Just got back into it too, but not enough time. Darn, that's not going to help our streak. $18 minutes left, so it doesn't look like we're going to be coming in top 10 this tournament. All right. Where are we going with this? Tozdemir, 1806. Played a French last time. You know what? I want another chance to play a French because I didn't really like the last one. Okay, he's going to play the advance. We're going to expand on the queen side pretty quickly. Play rook c8. And really put pressure on that queen side. Yeah, and that is a bailout move that's not really considered the best. That's interesting, though. Alright, I'll just play h6. I'm not sure where my king is going to go yet. He's going to go somewhere, though. He's going to go somewhere. Just put his queen on the c file, so I think I want to play d4 soon. Let's play d4 now. I don't feel like my king's in too much danger. If he pushes, I have knight b4. And that feels pretty good. If he goes this way, I think I'm going to end up winning a pawn when he takes back here. At the very least, I'll have pressure against that pawn. Okay. Ooh. He can take with tempo now. I'm going to swing to the king side. So maybe that wasn't the best way. Yeah, we're going to have to go over here. Uh-oh. My queen's not feeling so comfortable right now. She finds a safe square. A safe square. But that should be enough for her. Okay, now we can get rid of that bishop with this nifty knight b4 move. Get rid of that. Let's hit the knight. And yeah, at some point my king needs to get safe. Let's take that pawn. Uh-oh. And now if the knight moves, he's getting mated on one of these squares. So this should be all she wrote. Some double-edged games today. Back and forth. And he just resigns. Okay. All right. Back to the tournament. 15 minutes left. Should be able to get in a few more. All right. Let's play e4 against the higher rated opponents. I don't want to mix it up too much. And knight f3. Another Scotch. I'm going to play one without. Our goal is not to drop the piece in the first 10 moves. Huh, this is funny because it's the same variation. Alright, let's play it this way. Let's just take that knight before I drop anything. Now we'll play bishop d3. He played bishop c5 instead of bishop b4, so it is a little bit different. It was a little more obvious that I needed to be careful. Alright, now let's make the knight move. Take, check. King here, queen here. Take the knight first. Take. Check. Queen here. Yeah. Yeah, he has another move, so. Queen f3, hitting this pawn. Take here, though, is decisive. That looks pretty nice. If he takes queen f5, seals the deal against Mr. Walter Irocha. And how does he defend against this? Okay. Well, I have at least a draw, and I can look for more. Do I have more than a draw, though? So the queen back and forth is an easy draw, but I want more. I don't see it, though. Queen here. King has to go here. But my queen's under attack, so I don't have time for a lot of other moves. We might have to take the draw here. Might have to take the draw. Alright. Check. Check. See if he runs here, which would be a mistake. Oh, he did. That loses. He played right into the checkmate. He had to run back the other way. Check. Queen here, and here is mate. Check. Checkmate. All right. Nice little combination there to end that game. Good attack. And we are on fire here. A Congo Rebel 1. Ooh, H3 to start. Okay. Let's start with C5 and see what he wants to do about that. Yeah, okay. And A3. Well, this is not a 1 minute game, so I'm hoping I can come back and try and show them why people don't normally play like this, but who knows? It might turn into a game where he just absolutely crushes me. He certainly seems to have played this before. Alright, let's get my king safe. He wants pawns. He is grabbing pawns. I'm not too worried about the pawns, though. That's a pawn for me, and that is not a rook for me. Thought that was a rook for me. Okay. So he's taken some of my hard-earned pawns. I've got to do something about that. Taking 2 pawns. Looks like he's proving to me why it's completely playable. And that was not the plan. Alright, let me reroute this knight. That was not the plan. If he takes here, I'm going to take with the knight. He's just really going for it. Really going for it. Okay. We're just going to have to give him all of our pawns this game. Uh-oh. Now we're giving him more than our pawns. So we have this move. See if we can come back after this poor opening. So I did not punish it at all. Probably because I tried to punish it. And oftentimes the best thing to do is just play completely normal. Alright, let's at least make him think here. His knight's not really playing. So we've certainly been in worse positions. Check. Let's go this way. Might turn into a time scramble. I just have to keep things complicated. Which I'm not doing a great job of at the moment. It's actually quite an easy position for him to win after rook takes and rook f8. He is helping me keep it complicated though, so I appreciate that. Knight here also works fine. Oh, and that's checkmate on top of it. Ah, very nice, sir. Very nice. You showed me, hustled me there. Who's New 1995? This should be our last one of the tournament, and it is a Scandi. Queen d8 Scandinavian. Bishop c4. I think usually if you play a6 there. I think it's a6 b5, c5. So this structure is a little bit different. I think he's just looking to trap the bishop, but we'll back him up. And his pawns are a little precarious. That c6 pawn and maybe the a5 pawn could be targets for a long time. So we're going to go ahead and castle. And put something on the e file. I don't know where he's going with that h pawn, but I'm not too worried about it. Let's play this knight in, hit the queen. Hmm. Maybe I need to be more worried than I am in a lot of these positions. Feels like I say I'm not worried and then things immediately go and get worse. Whoa, 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 whoa. What did he just take? What? What? Alright. Does he see some kind of crazy checkmate here? Or is that a blunder? Must have just been a... I don't know what it was, but I don't think it was good for him. I really want to play knight takes f7, which I was thinking about beforehand. But now it looks a little bit better. Alright. Playing f5, just trying to open this diagonal since his king never went anywhere. And now, double check. Double check and checkmate. Alright, that was a good way to... Well, is it going to give us one more game? I was going to say a good way to end the tournament, but that one was actually pretty quick. 6th win of the tournament. So 6-4. Another relatively good tournament for me. Feels like we're getting a little better at this format. Although, as you can see, I didn't exactly get any streaks going. Got a couple 2 in a row. So even if we get another game, it probably won't count for the tournament. So I'm going to go ahead. Well, I was going to pause it, but now we're going to play against Alpha Jordopolo. Alpha Jordopolo. All right, and we're going to transpose into a 4 knights. He played the Petrov, or the Russian defense. Yeah, I don't normally play this, so it's been quite a while. We're going to look for a couple piece trades. He's not having it. Let's get rid of that dark squared bishop because it's often a menace. Alright, apparently he wants peace trades, so we'll oblige him. We've got the bishop and knight versus the 2 knights. Stop his knight from coming to g4. What is that queen doing? Knight might be coming up here. I'm going to play king h1 just so I get off the g file because it feels like something might be going on that g file. Yeah, it feels like he's going to be sacking an exchange or something. So let's go about this way. I'm going to play knight g1 here and look for the queen trade. That's what I'm going to do. And that should cut off a lot of his ideas. Now we're gonna try and force the queen trade. Attack the pinned knight. And take the rook. Knight is still pinned. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So what's the material count here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns for me? Ooh, he's winning my queen though. Oh! He didn't play rook here, which wins the queen. Not that I can do a lot about it. Just trying to give my king some room to run. It's got less than 30 seconds. All right, we're looking to survive here. Yep, we're just gonna run. We're gonna run with it. Oh, okay. Got 15 seconds to checkmate me. He's definitely trying. All right, let's run. Let's run. On the run again. He's got 10 seconds. Let's get these pawns rolling. All right, I'm sure he's missed a couple checkmates here, but we're going to let him keep playing. Oh, I can take the queen. Why did I not see that I could take that queen? He's got 5 seconds left. I think he's got it, though. He got it. All right, he deserved that one. That was a nice game. Nice game, sir. All right, how did we do? 37th place. Performance 1839. 60% win rate. Not bad at all. Okay. And the next one's about to start. Let's go ahead and join. Starts in 10 seconds.
8, 7, 6, 5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
3, 2,
1.
1. Ooh, this one's already bigger. 40 people in it. Playing. Join the game. I'm in the game. R Costa 79. First D4 game. We went that whole tournament without a D4 game. And we're going to play Queen's Gambit declined. Knight F6. We're probably going to play C6, play the triangle system. And where do we want our bishop in this? All right. We're going to put our bishop on D6 because his bishop is still on C1. We want to have good control over B5. Now we're going to take castle. We're going to play rook E8. I'm going to play B5. And then we're going to play bishop B7. All right, we're going to retreat this bishop. Okay, I think I'm pretty okay with this development. Yes, this bishop isn't doing anything, but someday he will. Someday he will do something. Okay, let's play H6. Preventing any shenanigans on H7. We can look for a rook trade. Maybe I want to put my knight on d5. That looks reasonable. But then where? Where to after that? Actually, let's play a5. I think that's what I want to do. It's exchanging rooks. I'm going to take on b4 before we exchange any more. Alright. So I'm going to be left with this wonderful bishop on b7. But it's also not clear how he is going to make progress. I should have played knight d4 first. Still, knight d4 looks good. I'm happy to trade dark squared bishops because this is going to allow me to play e5. And once I play e5, my bishop can kind of come back into the game. All right, let's play here first. And ooh. Okay, this is weird. Yeah. Let's walk my king up to f6 anyway. Alright, now we're going to come down and around and try and get in front of this pawn. My bishop. My bishop is terrible. I can't do anything with this bishop. Okay, pawns are coming off the board though. So what is his plan? How does he plan on winning this position? I don't know. I think he has chosen the wrong plan. I'm going to move in and just attack that guy. And now how does he save his pawn? Sometimes in endgames you just need to be as patient as possible. So here he can't save the pawn anyway. So I didn't want him to throw in any kind of check. And it's probably, well, it's one pawn, but I'm not sure it's actually winning or anything. But if I can get one of these pawns rolling, it's going to be hard for him to defend. And my bishop has finally come into the game. Late to the party, but that's okay. And I'm going to walk my king up to c4. I'm going to try and win that second pawn before I push my pawn too far. The king and knight do not coordinate well against these two pawns. And since there's one file in between them, my king does a great job escorting them both up the board. Oh, knight there won the bishop. Not that he really wants to win the bishop. Yep, we're just going to escort them up the board. His king is behind them on top of it, so that doesn't help him. And forward. Let's get that queen. We've got 3 seconds left, though. Maybe he'll run out of time. He put himself in that pin. Oh, whew. Alright, escaped a little bit there, but I did defend nicely for a while. He was a little too eager to trade into the endgame. There's the principle of two weaknesses, which means that often one advantage is not enough to win a game. You've got to create a second. There he had the advantage of the better bishop, and he went straight for that endgame where I had the bad bishop. But I didn't really have a second clear disadvantage, and so it was hard for that to just easily be a win. Maybe in a slow game he can grind it out, but the best way to grind out is to grind one advantage into two advantages. So here we go against Tigrezol. And I've played him once before and he won. So looks like it was a time victory. All right, we're just going to get nice normal development. This is a position where I like to play bishop c4 because there aren't any pawns that can really get on that diagonal. So we're really going for more of a classical setup, classical piece development. But now I'm going to play knight here. Okay, he's having none of it. Back our bishop up. And I'm going to take here and play f4. And we're just going to go to town, see what we can create over here. All right, we're going to play our knight in here and take with the pawn. Then I'm going to play my queen out towards the king side soon. Queen here. Oh, I should have just taken his knight. I forgot that I was attacking the knight. My tactic was better than I thought it was. All right, I need to move this bishop, that's for sure. Let's pin the knight. We'll retake the rook. Yeah, that would have been nice just to win that outright. Okay, we're going to take en passant. It also opens up my bishop, so it's something I've wanted to do anyway. Now, let's move our other rook in, just hit the knight. Now let's make this bishop a little bit better. See where he goes with it, okay. And let's attack that rook. I'll take the open file. He can have that pawn. That pawn means nothing to me. All right, let's put our bishop here. Trying to find a way to get my rook in to help with the attack more. I don't see it yet. I'm going to play this move just so his rook can't do much. Just got to watch my bishop's a little loose on this square if my queen ever moves. Okay, so his bishop goes, or his rook goes that way. Feels like I should be able to trap it or something. Okay, let's move our bishop back so it's guarded by my rook. Play h3. I don't really have a plan at this point. I just make some quick moves that keep the pressure on so I don't get too low on time. Okay, now I'm going to push the h-pawn more. And I guess a queen trade. Get my rook in here. Check. Won the exchange. Let's take this pawn. Got 45 seconds left. I'm probably going to take that knight and then just take his pawns and play from there. Yeah, let's do it that way. Attack the pawn. It's on a dark square, so he has to move it, and then move my rook here. His pawn can no longer advance. I can sweep up that D pawn whenever I want, which is going to be now. Now I want to get my pawns onto dark squares, or at least in a position that I can move them to dark squares if I so wish. Let's prevent his king from coming in. We'll play this check. We'll play this check. His king is getting in a little trouble there. So his king is no longer playing the game. But I've got 20 seconds left, so I'm going to go ahead and push this pawn forever, since he doesn't seem to be eager to stop it. Which is fine by me. And checkmate. That was fun. Let him push the pawn and check. I didn't want to win the bishop because I was a little worried about stalemates in that kind of position. So, all right, here we go. That was a quick pairing. We're now against Gutty. Gutty, Gutty, Gutty. Haven't played him before. Let's play another Sicilian. We've had a few good Sicilians today. We're going to take and then play e6. We're going to ignore his gambit for the moment. And we'll push d3. Just make that bishop a little more awkward. Make it a little harder for his queenside knight to develop. Go from there. I don't know the theory in these positions very well. So maybe he's getting a completely reasonable position out of it. But I feel like I've had worse positions in my life. Okay. So let's not get checkmated yet. Yeah, feels like he's getting something out of this. Not too much, though. Maybe not too much. This is one of the first times I've played against the Smith-Morra Gambit since I started playing these e6 Sicilians relatively recently. Oh, he can just take that with the knight. I should have played it up further. Should have played d5, I guess. I was trying to dislodge this knight, or this pawn off of e5 so the knight didn't get into f6. Yeah, he takes with the knight. Now, of course, his position is perfectly fine. He's got a good position without even having to sacrifice, so not ideal. Although, I don't know about that move. Now I get that pawn. Now I'm on the queen. And my queen can move out of danger from this pin over here. Okay, so we're back in this game. Material is even, although my bishop is pretty bad in this position. So let's see if I can make it better. Putting it on c6, and it goes from being a bad bishop to suddenly a pretty good bishop. Still don't see too many checkmating threats for him. Although taking the free piece is a good threat. I guess this already is awkward. I probably can't play the bishop there. If I go queen up, he's got a lot of discoveries with that knight. So he forced the queens off. Yeah. We're going to have to look at that opening more from the black side. I'm going to play a few moves more, but there's not a lot of hope in this position. Yeah, he's just forcing everything off. All right, let's not torture ourselves. On to the next one. So once again, 2 in a row, get the fire, and then lose one. That is the pattern. Second d4 game. All right, we'll play c6. And then knight f6. And it's going to turn into a relatively normal position. We'll see whether or not he wants to play c4. He hasn't yet. There we go. So we're going to go rook e8. It's a surprisingly normal position now. Here, as black, you often want to make the pawns so they are not symmetrical when they take on d5. It keeps more play in the position. And since white does have a slight advantage, you want that slight imbalance to create counterplay. Knight on f8. Guards this square, might come to g6, opens up our bishop. He's looking to trade pieces in the center. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that. This check looks good. This looks like a nice check. Yeah, I think that was a mistake by him because he hasn't castled. Opening up the center helps whoever is ready to attack, whoever's king is safer. And here we can actually take this knight with check because the other knight is pinned. Both knights were pinned. And let's just take this guy. No reason to get too fancy. Take this pawn. Just up a clean piece now. And we're going to be happy with all the trades that happen. We're up a piece and a pawn. So you can see how quick things fell apart once the center opened with one king uncastled. Okay, my rook is in danger, so I should deal with that. Bring it to a light square so I don't forget about that bishop attacking it. And now I want to bring that knight into the game because the knight is my extra piece. So as long as I leave him there on f8, it's like I'm not up a piece. Even if he's not doing very much, just being in the game at all, controlling squares in the center, really makes the opponent's life difficult. Okay, here's a rook. If they're the one down the piece. Okay, take that. And let's just keep the knight in, doing something. I think I want my knight on d5. It's an outpost square, on a square where it cannot be attacked by a pawn. Now I'm going to double rooks on the e file. Okay, well first I'm going to win this rook. Discovered attack on his rook. Attack the bishop. We're going to just take the bishop because we want to keep things simple. And we can basically pre-remove the whole thing because there's nothing white can do in this position. Check. Checkmate. Good game, sir. All right, that's 3 out of 4. Let's see if we can get that fire back. 18th place. 35 minutes left. This one's going fast. It's already going fast. Almost out of water. Need the water to fuel the brain. More importantly, though, I am out of sweet tea. So I'm surprised I'm playing quality chess. All right. KO. Kayaogas. Kayaogas. Oh, a French. We have not played against the French in quite a while. Maybe we had one game yesterday against the French. I like to play this variation where I play knight c3 and then I exchange. I know some of you are like, exchange French must be boring, but just gotta play an exciting exchange French, that's all. Keep the knights unbalanced. In some cases you can take this pawn, but I'm always hesitant to. Rather keep the safer position. Let's play the knight up. He wants to give up his bishop for that knight. I think we're happy with that. Come on. And we're going to repin the knight. We'll retake with the queen. And we will take the e-file. Give me that e-file. Okay. This looks nice. Now we can take the knight and double the pawns because the knight is pinned to the queen. That was the idea behind it. That's why we took that e-file as soon as we could, and he resigns. Okay, on to the next one. We got fire. 4 out of 5. 2 wins in a row. Let's try and keep this fire, take advantage of the heat. So that's a common tactic. Maybe common is too strong of a word, but it's a tactic I've seen several times in the exchange French, where one of the sides is able to infiltrate with the rook early on, and it's decisive. Wow. Last tournament, we didn't get any d4 games. In this tournament, a whole slew of them. Not that I'm complaining. I need all the practice I can get against d4. Let's break the pin. This is about as simple as we can get. We're just playing a very standard setup as black, but it's as solid as can be. We'll take with the knight. d8. And we don't really have any weaknesses. Neither does white. Alright, now we'll attack that knight. Okay, now white has created some weaknesses. He strengthened his knight, but created some weaknesses, some holes in the position. So we're going to see if we can try and take advantage of it. I'm going to take that knight, put more of his pawns on dark squares. Now I'm looking to later on maybe play f6, especially if I can get rid of this light squared bishop. If I can get a light squared bishop trade, I would be very happy. Okay, queen b6, hit this pawn, pushes it, play a5. His queen just went to the king side, but without any tempos, so I'm going to try and open up the queen side a little bit and see if we can get something going, since a lot of my pieces are on the side of the board. I have not moved this light squared bishop yet, and it's not any good. But that is just how it works sometimes. Where's that knight going if I play b6? Now my bishop is coming into the game. Alright, this is exactly what I wanted. The trade of light squared bishops is forced in this position because it was pinned to the knight. The knight still is just kind of wandering around. Gotta be a little careful here. He can win this pawn. Ooh, we can take with... Oh, wait. I can take the knight. And now if he wins this pawn, his a3 pawn is pinned. So here, all right, we're going to take to get rid of this pressure on the b file. And now what's the count? Even pawns. Let's push c5. Ooh, maybe we shouldn't have. Okay, now we're pushing c4. And let's hope we have time to play b5. Okay, and here we are with a queen and rook endgame that is not clear at all. I think this is a position where I want to trade queens because I have the faster passed pawn. So his queen's a little more tied down. He also has the more exposed king. So trading rooks here should favor me. There's also only one open file, and he's the one that had it. So another reason. All right, here I win a pawn. Okay, now the ending should be winning. Take this with check. Win another pawn. Check. Check. Now if he goes back, I'm not as sure about that ending. All right, let's just move in a little bit. There's no rush. It would be nice if my king could get closer or if one of my pawns could get closer. Let's bring my king up. My king is much better sheltered. Bring my king up again. Still no checks. And if my king gets close enough, the king pawn endgame should just be winning. Still no checks. We're going to take one more step. I can always play queen d3 whenever I need to. Also, often in these queen pawn endgames, in order to win, you have to bring your king up. Have to be aggressive. Okay. And now we will see if it was a good decision. I can go hide over here on b3 or something. Ooh, that was not a good decision, though, because that trades the queens. And my pawn, of course, is very strong. All these pawns. Although I did make this more difficult than I wanted to. But this will work. Just follow his king. Mate. All right, there we go. Interesting endgame. But I think we played it pretty well. There we got our fire going. 14th place, up to 1841. But now we're going to hit some tough competition, I expect. See if it's going to pair us. 26 minutes left. And here we go, an E4 game against Masali 007. James Bond of chess. All right, so taking on that square is considered an inaccuracy because now he cannot easily play e6 or he loses his queen. So you can see he's trying to fix that problem. But things are just very awkward for him in this position. Doesn't mean I know what to do about it, but not seen this before. Let's take. Takes with the bishop. Let's attack the queen. Then we're going to castle. And he did get out of that, but that variation is not considered very good. And you can see his pieces are a bit awkward here, for sure. Oh, that didn't really help me, did it? His pieces were more awkward before I gave him that pawn. Trying to give him all the pawns. That's really the goal. If I can give him every pawn on the board, then I'll be happy. Alright, so now he's swindled a couple pawns, so he should be fine. I had the threat of taking back here. If he doesn't move his bishop, I can take on f7. I guess as soon as he plays this, the threat's gone. Never mind. He thwarted that threat. Nope, I meant to put the knight there. Alright, I have to look back at that variation to figure out how I punish it more. I have never seen that bishop move. My knight and guarding his knight, but I'm sure there's something wrong there. Beyonto chess. Ooh, playing against the Sicilian for the first time in a while. Alright, he's going to play the Nonsdorf or the Dragon. The Nonsdorf it is. And we're going to castle, put our king on h1. We need 2. I want to sacrifice, but I just don't think it's good enough. Now I'm more tempted, but no, just not good enough. Okay, now is it good enough? Take, take, take. I'm going to play knight d5. My bishop back first. Plays his knight in like Flynn. Alright, we're doing it now. We're sacrificing. Oh wait, is this a sacrifice? What? No! Oh! Put my queen on the wrong square. Oh, that's ugly. We will never know if that sacrifice was okay or not. That was ugly. Alright, 20 minutes left. Couple bad games in a row. Let's get back on the horse. Against Constantine 85. I'm going to play c5 here. because he's not playing a standard setup. He's going for more of a stonewall kind of setup. I'm going to go ahead and put this guy in here. Ooh, that doesn't work. All right. My chess is falling apart here, guys. Let's take here. Gotta give up that piece. Chess is falling apart. As soon as I mentioned that I was out of sweet tea, things fell apart. And I think there's a moral, a lesson in there somewhere. All right, now we gotta run. Now we gotta run. Yeah, that's probably a good way to do it. Minimizes a lot of the counterplay. But if I can keep his pieces tied down a little bit, just a little bit even, it'll feel like I'm accomplishing something. Yeah, there's nothing there. All right, on a losing streak here. We gotta turn it around. Turn it around. 17 minutes left. Made a lot of rating progress today, so I don't want to throw it all away. Maybe it's just this multitude of D4 games that's throwing me off. Callow Grenant. C5, knight C6. Alright, let's pin the knight, get our bishop out for once. And then I'm going to go ahead and trade dark squared bishops here. Or offer the trade, I guess I should say. Not castling yet. Ooh. I think taking the bishop was even better. So we got a pawn. I don't know, maybe we'll have to stop after this game. This might be the end of my blitz ability for the day. Have to go do something else chess related. We'll play our knight in. It's only a pawn, so it certainly had worse positions. Guard the knight. And then maybe queenside castle. I might want to play e5 at some point. Interesting. Maybe put my rook on c1 or c8 since his queen's on c2. Oh, he wants to open it up. Wow. Well, well, well. Move rook to the F file. Drop it. Okay. Alright. Our blitz is finished for tonight. Our blitz is finished. We had a nice losing streak to end that. Alright, let's go ahead and make some chess moves on chess.com. Our daily chess that we haven't looked at for quite some time. We probably timed out of all our games, which is the usual problem. Super Saturday, Super Sunday. Who will win the candidates 2018 tournament? I mean, Mama Diriov is playing so well recently. I'm tempted to pick him. But I don't know if it's going to be consistent enough. I don't think it's going to be Karyakin. I don't think it's going to be Ding Liren. Don't think it's going to be Grishik. As much as I'd like it to be an American, not feeling Fabi or Wesley lately. Kramnik. Maybe Kramnik. Do you guys have any thoughts on the upcoming candidates tournament? Who you think's going to win? I think I'm going to say Kramnik. Aronin got a lot of votes. No surprise there. Wow, a lot of votes for the whole thing. Wow, Kramnik only got 8%. That is surprising to me. Alright, let's make some of these many chess moves. Wait, here we go. Daily chess. I'm on vacation since I always forget to make my move. Let's take a look at this position. So it was a Sicilian, more of a closed. White's definitely not playing theory. They're not super high rated. But part of daily chess is just the ability to make your moves. And my rating reflects my inability to show up and make my moves. Alright, so I can play a6 here. See what he wants to do with that light square bishop. You can also castle here. d6 is possible. I think I like a6. It's a pretty familiar structure for me. I play that a lot. Gonna take me to the next game? No? Are my settings so it doesn't get to the next game? After moving, go to my next available game. Nine days and 22 hours of vacation remaining. Whew. Okay, saved. It's gonna make some more moves. I really shouldn't use that vacation. It's a bad habit. Okay, so my king has not done anything yet. Well, what's that? I got a challenge. Oh, he wants to play some blitz. Alright, I guess I'll play some blitz. After losing a bunch of games, we'll go back and play some blitz. The super marathon came to an end when I lost 4 games in a row. But now he's come to take advantage of it. I saw all those people playing d4 and beating up on him. I'm going to do it too. All right, Jeremy. No English tonight. Okay, so it's more of a Catalan setup from White. Catalan is where they play d4, c4, and fianchetto on the king side. I'm going to play a6. Just control that b5 square a little better. Rook e8. And I might get a nice match going if he's up for it. I said I was going to play it for a while, play a marathon, so see how many he wants to play. Alright. Do I take on c4? Probably not. I need to do something with his darn bishop. So let's move this knight to f8. Put the bishop on d7 so my rook on a8 isn't unguarded. Loose pieces. Sink ships. I think that's the saying, right? Okay, so he's closing up the position a little bit. And since he is, I'm going to play a5, so it's a little harder for his knight to maneuver into the b6 square, if that's where it wanted to go. Alright, let's try and trade off that knight then. Take the knight, trade some pieces, try and open things up a little bit. Play this knight over, attack the bishop. Just play it slow. Alright then. So he says, you're never getting your light squared bishop out. And I say, I didn't want my light squared bishop anyway. That's not really what I said, but sometimes it seems like that. All right, let's just push this pawn so it's a little more awkward for him to deal with. Guard the f7 square. My pieces are a bit awkward here. But what is chess without awkward pieces? Let's play f5. Attack the knight. Take with the rook. And I've got this weak e6 pawn that he can try and target. And I've got a bad bishop. It's not the end of the world. I do still have my queen at least. Let's look for a rook trade. Look for a queen trade. And if we get the queen trade in, we're doing okay. We got a worse bishop. But that's our big worry then. I don't think the queen b8 check is really that good for him. This queen trade is actually kind of nice. That weak d4 pawn that he has counteracts some of my own weaknesses at the moment. So is he going to queen trade? Other move is queen b8. That's a consideration. Yep, that makes sense. All right, let's put my king onto a dark square. Also guard the e6 square so that my queen is free to wander about and annoy white's position. See if we can stir up trouble here. Maybe queen d5. Queen d5 here. Hitting this pawn. Okay, now queen f5. And now we're up on that was a free queen. All right, I'm going to play on because he has 13 seconds left. Who needs a queen, right? He offers a draw. All right, I'll accept it. I'll accept the draw. He would probably checkmate me in that position, but losing the queen and then winning on time I wouldn't have felt that bad, but I would have felt probably better than winning on time with the queen though. Okay, so let's play something like this. Something a little different. I don't normally put my bishop on d3, but we are going to in this position. Okay. And this is not a normal position that I've played, so other than I think white messed up the move order. But not messed up as in losing, but messed up as in doesn't have the best game they could have. Although my king is a little safer than in some other lines. Ooh, he did go for it. I was wondering if he was going to. And I'm going to take with the pawn. Then I'm going to look for the queen trade. Guard that pawn. I'm going to get a nice, ridiculous position. All right, let's push some pawns on the king side while he's pushing pawns on the queen side. I'm going to push h5 soon. But in the meantime, I'm going to leave my king wide open. Oh, he can take my knight. Not accepting your draw this time. I can lose this game all by myself. Okay, let's get my second knight into the game here. My second rook. Don't have any knights left. Maybe I could use a knight. Okay, so he is going to check me. My king's going to run a bit. Oh, is that a blunder? Check. Rook here. What's happening now? This king is running to the center. Rook here is my other idea. Rook here. Okay, this is a crazy position now. Take this way. And black might be getting checkmated here. Now he can give up some material. Probably to stop a mate. Yeah, even giving up material doesn't seem ideal. Let's take. Okay, he has stopped the checkmate. And so now it's just a position. "20 seconds left. Up, up. This is sloppy bullet chess for you. All right, and I'm going to give him the draw. He gave me the draw in the other game, so I'm not going to fly there. So it all evens out. Guess we're not feeling ruthless today. Okay, knight f6. Probably going to play against that bishop again. Let's play this line with bishop b4. Take. b6 right away. And here our bishop is not quite as bad as before. We're still trying to blunt that diagonal. Okay, I think my rook wanted to move anyway, though. I think that rook wants to be on e8 in this position. Okay. Maybe my rook doesn't want to be on e8. I'm going to have to be careful here. You have to be very careful. I've got to play f5. Can't let him double on the f file and hit f7 with that much power since I can't easily guard it. f5 is very double-edged, of course. But just like the last game, it's not that easy for him to get to that e6 pawn. This should free my pieces a bit to play. You can see that this e3 pawn is also weak. Okay, so he does bring the queen out anyway. Doesn't take en passant. I'm going to do a little bishop maneuver, I think. Try and make my bishop better. And he says, I want to checkmate you instead. And let's see if there's a checkmate. Rook here is the idea. After that, I'm going to play h6 maybe. His dark squared bishop can't really help with the attack at the moment. And actually, neither can the light square bishop. neither bishop can really help with the attack. So that is quite nice. She's going to try and open it up. Alright, I'm going to take. I'm not sure if opening it up really hurts me. Now I can win the exchange here, but is that worth it? An exchange is an exchange. I was thinking about bringing it back to one of these squares, but that rook, yeah, is causing problems. I thought he'd go for that. So he bails out. Very reasonable. He's got a good dark square bishop. And really it's the bishop pair. So he probably does have compensation here. And it looks like we're going into another time scramble. Another time scramble. And here it is, my king wandering about. Okay, finally, the time scramble. I wonder if he's playing on his phone. Sometimes he plays on his phone and is a little slower, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case here. Okay, another Sicilian. Jeremy's also not saying much in chat, which tells me he's probably not on his computer playing. All right. I'm going to play knight c6. He does, and I'm curious. What does he have cooked up here? Yep. That's what I figured. Here. Okay. Nice tame dragon position. All right, h4. I'm going for it on the king side. Yep, definitely take that guy. Now, I've played this position a couple times. All right. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. But I can't remember what I'm supposed to do exactly. I don't remember if this is considered good or bad. So we get to this ridiculous position. And take, check. I take here, check, check, here. And I think I've looked at a position, either this position or something very similar before. With the idea of like here, but I don't remember if this is it, because this doesn't look quite as good. No, maybe this. But these positions are very crazy. Check, check, check. Do I have to bail out with a draw here? Or does he have to bail out with a draw? Ah, is this just going to be a draw? I don't know if I see more. 4 pawns to 4 pawns. I'm down a minute on the clock. Feels a little lame taking the draw, but my king's just as exposed as his is. Okay, well, I have to play this check. I think that is a draw if he wants it. I just don't think I have anything better. That was a crazy game, though. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. What's he going to choose here? Okay, d4, d5. Play e6. Same kind of setup. And so does he. Alright, let's play the early b6 line. Reserve my bishop a little longer. We're going to put our bishop on d6. Certainly makes sense. Alright, did I get a pawn here? It feels like I got a pawn. Can I hold the pawn, though? I was wondering if he was going to play there. Yeah, that looks very reasonable. Oh, I actually dropped bishop takes here, which looked deadly, so let's go back. We'll go here. Oh, this doesn't work, does it? This doesn't work. Nope. Nope, that doesn't work. Alright, good game. I won the pawn, but as soon as I wasted that tempo by playing bishop a6, I didn't have anything. Alright, Jeremy, let's play the match to... Let's play until someone gets 10 points. And... Wow. I mean, I can... Well, I guess I can play longer than that. No, I'm going to say let's play until 10 points tonight. Because I've got a tournament game in the morning. And I should probably prepare for that. And then we can play more another time. You gotta set up a time for like a long match, like to 50 or 100 or something like that. Maybe a couple different time controls. It's 2.5 to 2.5 at the moment. And our king is staying in the center. He said that's where he wants to be. So who am I to argue with that? Okay. And we end up with a queen trade. Equal pawns. And double on the H file here. Might get trapped going that way. Let's come back. I'm going to put my knight on d5, I think. I think knight d5 is where I want to be. Well, not if he attacks that pawn, though. Alright, let's move my king up so it's at least not pinned. Attack it that way. Now play knight d5. You can take there, yeah. Ooh. That move I did not expect. Okay. I thought I was going to play knight h5. But this looks like it's probably better. Yeah, this looks like a good rook endgame for him. Maybe. Ooh. Let's see some technique. Hide in the corner. Hide in the corner. Okay. Alright, he got me there. That was a good game. Yeah, once he traded off the rooks. I wasn't sure if he was going to be able to trade off the rooks, but that was good for him. Alright. Let's keep playing this. Come on. E6, yep. Gotta learn how to play against it eventually, so. Let's take right away. I haven't played this variation before. This feels better, though. Definitely feels better. My bishop is stronger. My extra pawn should be worth something in this position, especially because it's going to be same color bishops. Take there. All right. Really? Maybe I could have taken on d4 first, but I wasn't positive. All right, let's see what happens here. Does he want to take on a6? He does. He decides he wants to take on a6. So I'm going to go ahead and attack that queen. See if we can pick up that pawn on d4. I don't think I have to worry about rook takes b5. King d4 with check, so. Do I have to worry about that endgame? Okay. This is interesting. But this should still be good for me, I think. I don't think he can afford to spend too much time on the queen side, with his king much more exposed than mine. But I've been wrong before, for sure. Okay, so it brings the rook back. So I'm going to bring my queen up. And his queen's a little cut off from helping protect the king. Actually, quite cut off. So this should be very good for me. I think. I think. Maybe it's not quite so clear. All right, we'll play here. So yeah, it's still not easy. Still not easy. He had some tricks that I had to be careful of. Both of our back ranks being weak. Okay, and after that move, I thought I would play here. Ooh, and I don't have that check. I have this check, though. Yeah, I just dropped my queen there too. Yeah, I was down on time that whole time scramble. All right, here we go. But that was a much better game. That variation worked a lot better. Not sure which one of us differed in the favorable way, but all right, G4 again. Keep things interesting. Let's play this line. And inside castle, I think. Well, I've never really played it this way. Or I don't think I've ever had an opponent that let me take on e6. I'm not even sure if I'm supposed to take on e6. I bet I'm supposed to, though. I think his king is going to get too exposed on the h-file. That light squared bishop is just uncontested. Let's go this way. Take. Check. Nice, ridiculous position. Yep, I saw this. I didn't see what happens after this position. Yep, okay, I saw that check. He gets that pawn. Yep, that's probably a problem. He does indeed get that pawn. I wasn't sure if he'd be able to. I didn't see that that check came with attacking the pawn. So maybe I can't let that all happen. I don't need to sacrifice the rook. Now he's gonna do something mean, like try and get another queen. Yep, he got it. I was a little hopeful right at the end that he was gonna stalemate me. Little hopeful. He almost did. Almost stalemated me. Alright, let's see. We played early here. We took this guy. Let's do it this way. Alright, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're just up a pawn. Won a pawn last time too, but it went downhill fast. Here I think my pawn is safer. I didn't go downhill fast, but winning the pawn has not been enough in all the games. Okay. Play a6. Help control his knight. That was not a good move though. Yeah, with 2 minutes left. Should be able to convert that. Okay. Comeback time. Comeback time. Okay, I'm going to play that same variation. See if he does the same thing. Yes, that is the move I've seen before. What? I was pinned? I was pinned. I was pinned indeed. Okay. But I may have gotten my queen back. Crazily enough. And even pawns after all that. Oh man. This game is crazy. Chess is a crazy game. Two active bishops can do amazing things in a lost position. Yeah, I think it's worth playing on. Off of the trade. Play a check. Pick up the rook. Oh, okay. Goes to a dark square. That seems like a smart idea. It's making it a little annoying to try and checkmate him. Ah, that'll do it though. What? Nope. Start with this check. Nope, not it yet. Almost had it. Oh, that'll help though. All right, climbing back on the horse. Okay, there we go. Stop giving me notifications. Stop giving me notifications. Okay. So it looks like we're having a themed match tonight. Catalans and G4 Dragons. He's moving slow. I wonder if he's having connection problems. No. Excuse me. Okay, castle. Yeah, I didn't take the pawn this time. Let's play rook c8. Play something different. Okay. Is this a pawn? Looks like a pawn. Let's go knight here. And bishop here. So we're up one pawn, but how do we make progress here? Okay, I'm going to put my queen up one square, so my rooks are connected. My queen is free to move on this diagonal if needed later. But where's the knight going after that? Okay, let's move the queen in a little bit. Ah, the knight is going to get to forking. Ooh, took the bishop, not my rook. Interesting. And I think taking the exchange was probably best there. The file is going to be so important. Now I'm just still up a pawn. So with one file, I want to trade rooks. Doing a poor job of predicting his moves this evening. Very poor job. Even whenever it's just a recapture. For some reason, I'm not predicting it well. Oh, 20 seconds left. I'm going to actually take with the pawn. Okay, maybe that was the wrong idea. Little time scramble there. It seems like we've both been playing pretty slowly until we hit about 1 minute, then we speed up a little bit, and then right around 20 seconds, a little over 20 seconds is where it seems to really speed up. It's like 3 phases of the game. The first 2 minutes, the next 30 seconds or so, it's like we're warming up to the speed, and then it's nonsense. Okay, let's play this line again. Let's take this time. I just don't remember what's supposed to happen in this line. But I do know that I am up a pawn. Is that a theme? Eh. It's at least a pattern for the evening. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I guess I'll hit this one. Yeah, F3 pawn is probably important. What did I play right before that? Yeah, I should probably just protect that F3 pawn. Even pushing it would probably be good. Hmm. Okay. This way. Okay. Guess I didn't want that guy. This is an interesting pawn race. Yeah, I should have done it that way. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have done it that way. All right. Oh no. Oh no. That's funny. Oh, I didn't even realize he was offering the queen trade. That was on purpose. All right, 6-6. Okay, we are going to play something different. Okay, not really different, but at least a different line. A bit different of the many lines I don't know of this opening. Is he going to sacrifice? He didn't have to sacrifice, but... Okay, now what's going on? I'm going to play f6. I'm going to take this pawn. Now I'm going to take this pawn. Look for the queen trade. Could have played this check before. I don't know where it goes, though. And he at least has a perpetual in that position. Not that he wants one. Check. Okay. So, which pieces are going to coordinate against the king faster? See if I can get my bishop to take a more active role. Try and keep his knight out a bit. What's going on? What's going on with this game? Is he just going to time out? Did something happen? Oh, okay, there we go. He's back. Maybe he was just thinking. All right, I'm going to take the queen and try and play the two bishops against the bishop and knight, especially because I think I win a pawn by playing bishop here. And I get to take with check and then push this. Oh, he has knight takes here. Ooh, but I pinned the knight. Aha. And then we... If I take that knight, it's opposite colored bishops, so that's no fun. So let's go take this pawn. And then let's take the knight. Now it's opposite colored bishops, but I have a lot of passed pawns. And he's low on time. Yeah, he's just going to be out of time. But he took that long pause. I wonder if he's done. Weird. Says he's been typing stuff in the chat room, but it hasn't been showing up on Twitch and Lichess. Alright, well I had my chat room on Lichess turned off. So I turned that on. I don't know. That is weird. Alright, well, I think we're going to call that a stream for now. Oh, he wants to play again. Okay. Huh. I wonder why I'm not able to send it. I don't know where the problem lies. But I'm not going to worry about it too much now. Alright, so he's playing Nodsworth this time. He's castled pretty early. Let me just play this move. Trying to get pressure on e4. Take, take, take. Let's go here. Back my bishop up. Swing my queen onto a different diagonal. Put my other rook into the game. Now we're finally developed. Okay, so he plays the d5 break. Just looking at this. And I thought the taking was probably pretty good for me because of knight f5 at the end, but we will see. I can take with the rook, which is true. Do I still have... Let's attack that knight. Where's the knight going to go? And maybe play my knight back to b3. Okay, that's good. It's easier for my king to get out of the back rank issues than him. Now I can just push the pawn. Push the pawn to victory. More d4 games. Should I play something different? Nope. I'm going to stick to my guns. Sticking to my guns. Right, we're about 3 hours into this stream, so it is a long one. Okay. So just Queen's Gambit decline. Is he going to play? Okay, he's playing it differently this time. So I talked earlier about how, as black, you want to keep the pawn structure asymmetrical. This is the Queen's Gambit declined exchange variation. Queenside castling. I've looked at this before, but it has been a while. A long while since I looked at it. I'm gonna take the piece and see. Let's see if there's a checkmate. It's a lot of pieces. Do this. Need my queen and rook to be able to get over there to help. Oh no! I had to take with the king. Yeah, I had to take with the king there. Got a little dicey there. Alright, 8-7. I think most of his wins have come as white, and maybe same for me. Because that would make sense. Although it's been relatively even, white and black games, I think. Although they've been very different types of games, but the results have been relatively even. Play a c3. And this position I've played several times in tournaments over the board. And I've had good results with it. Been quite happy with the positions I've gotten. It's a very simple position, but especially against high-rated players, it's a comfortable position to play. We're just going to take the exchange back. Anything fancy I can throw in here? I don't think so. Alright. Have your exchange. I didn't want it anyway. So just a very even position here. Very even. I'm going to open it up a little bit with A4. Giving up a pawn to create some chances. Now he has some weak pawns. Okay, so he guards the E7 pawn, but I couldn't actually take the E7 pawn because my bishop was hanging in that exact position. Alright, so let's go ahead and attack that A pawn. Alright. So in this position, my king has an easier time getting into the game, I think. My rook's slightly more active, but not significantly so yet. Okay. That gives me a pawn. Now I have a pawn. So perhaps he thought he was taking on h2. Yeah, it just gives up the bishop. But the bishop was going to get trapped if he took it. All right. See if he wants to play anymore. It's 9-7, so 16 game match. Well, we're not going to switch it up now. I was going to say don't fix what isn't broken, but maybe it is broken, and we're playing it anyway. Ooh, okay. So he is playing something different. But we're going to just continue on with our plans. Just going to give him that. Maybe f5 was better first. Yeah, let's do it this way. And my king is prepared to hide way over on the queen side somewhere. In fact, let's go ahead and start the march now. It's a little uncomfortable. Giving away some much needed pawns. If for no other reason that I need those pawns in order to have some cover for my king. That's okay. My king is finding safety. And we're only down 2 pawns for it, right? Let's go here. This light squared bishop is a problem, though. How many king moves have we made this game? Too many. Too many is the answer. Nothing good happening here. But we fight onward. With my king sitting on b8. Alright, so he saw his rook was hanging, which is unfortunate. Took away all my fun. My only chance in this position is if he hangs something, so war runs out of time. Alright. It does not hang enough, sir. Alright, let's go ahead and guard that square. Alright, now we are down 3 pawns for it. But we are forking the queen and bishop right now. Alright, so bishop takes. Rook takes. Did I finagle my way out of this? Guess that doesn't really work. I did not yet finagle my way out of it. Ooh. Ah, so close. So close. All right. 9-8. Almost finished with it. Almost finished with this match. Hey, Modern Tau, I saw your challenge. I'm in a match to 10 at the moment. But when I finish that, if you'd like, we can play. It's not super late here. I'm not sure what time it is for you. Isn't this really late for you? No, that was someone else that said it was. Maybe it was you. I don't remember what time it is for you, Modern Cow. Alright, let's play this variation again. Queenside Castle. C3, although we played a different move order. Let's offer the queen trade. He wants it. He says sure. Okay. We have a pawn. One pawn to rule them all. Not a very useful pawn, but a pawn nonetheless. Now, Modern Tau must have gone to sleep or something of the sort. Okay. Develop here. So I need to win this in order to, ooh. Ooh. We're getting checkmated here. Well, I'm not going to win this one then. That's a nice checkmate. All right, 9-9. He gets white on the last game. A good match. Well, a close match. Maybe not a good match. The final countdown. What's he going to choose this game? Well, I guess it's not the final game if we draw, but I was not supposed to play knight f6 there. He was not supposed to play knight f3, but it's okay. Doesn't seem like either one of us care about the center today. All right, let's retreat my bishop. I'm going to take, reinforce my knight. Knight e8. Doesn't want the queen trade. All right, so his pawns are moving down the board a little bit. Four, five, six, seven, but I'm up one pawn. Now I'm up two pawns. So can I get things off the board? Exchange once and lock it up. The open files are going to be important. All right, so I'm down to one extra pawn, but it is a very good pawn. The extra pawn I have is very good. So you definitely can't trade rooks here. That's for sure. But not trading rooks is also a challenge because my king is also closer to the center. And so this should be pretty clean. The only issue here is that I queen with check. So that should be worth something. Alright, well, I guess I'll bring my king up. And around. And down. And up this way. My king is on a journey. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, the king coming up the board in queen pawn endgames is usually the key to being able to win, because then your king is much more active at the right moment. Off for the queen trade. And now I got the queen trade. Here. Little king pawn technique. Alright, good games, Jeremy. That was fun. That was a lot. That was fun. 19 games. Quite a little match we had going there. Alright, well, I'm going to end the stream because that was a lot of chess. Not even sure how long it's been. It's been 3.5 hours. So that's enough chess for today. Alright, I hope everyone that watched enjoyed it, and have a good weekend.